On the broadcast tonight, we recap Rush Week events on campus.
And we preview activities happening around campus for Parents Weekend. All of that and more right now on SUTV News. Hello, and thank you for tuning into this week's edition of SUTV News featuring our new anchors. I'm Abby Hockenberry.
And I'm Emily Hall. Shippensburg's annual Family Day is happening this weekend on Saturday, September 21st from 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. There will be various activities throughout the day, including donuts with the academic deans, legacy pinning, and the student family tailgate with the Pattersons. Be sure to register online prior to the event on the Shippensburg University website. Whether you're walking to your car or one of your classes, you've probably heard some sort of music in the background. That would be the Shippensburg University Marching Band. We got a chance to talk with them this week. Let's hear what they had to say.
So it takes a lot of people and a lot of hard work to put together a show. We need to write the music, write all the drill. We have our guard instructors doing all the moves.
So the band has been preparing by rehearsing anywhere from 3 to 4 times a week. We have 3-hour rehearsals and we work on our entire show. We have the pregame show and we have our whole halftime show.
Sections have really been putting in a lot of work outside of rehearsal, and
we're full of energy and hope you come to see us.
Make sure to head out to the game this Saturday to see more of their performance.
The Brindle Art Gallery is featuring a new student arts work this week. The gallery features the Visions collection of art by student artist Paige McGovern. In Paige's artist statement, they describe their work as little creatures or visions, as he calls them, that have stuck with them over the years. Paige also says that these visions allow them to warp together reality and fantasy. Pieces in the exhibit include many of these original visions in both ceramic and print. Some visions appear more than once in various mediums, including Shouty Pants and I See All. If you are interested in viewing Paige's exhibit, it will be on display until September 26th in the Brindle Gallery. SUTV Evan Pahusky went out to Kappa Sigma's flag football event for Rush Week. Let's see what they had to say.
First question, what do we do? So we raise money for the Military Heroes campaign. We like to hold events like Pie a Brother, for instance, where you could pie us, you pay for it, and all of the proceedings go to Military Heroes.
We're going to be having outdoor games here in the Kiefer lawn. Probably going to be cooking out at the pavilion, doing like burgers and dogs, and then our outdoor games will be like cornhole, can jam, spike ball, etc. But after that, we'll be shifting into our interview process and going from there.
With the last question, why people should join us, we actually live with what our slogan is, a brotherhood like no other. We actually come together as a brotherhood and do things. We actually care for each other. We actually work together. We help each other. And like I said, with the events that we plan to do in our annual brotherhood dinner, we actually come together and actually eat together, talk a lot. We're actually around each other a lot. And we are the best brotherhood in the world, and that is why you should join us.
SUTV's Evan Pahusky conducted an interview with Cynthia Dodd, a peer educator for the Page Center. Let's check it out.
Major in poli-sci creative writing minor, and I'm here on behalf of the Page Center as a peer educator. So the Page Center offers a combination of menstrual and sexual healthcare products. We used to be the Women's Center and Pride Center, now combined into Page.
What are some of the events that students can look forward to coming up for the Page Center?
We really focus on supporting survivors of domestic sexual violence, intimate partner violence.
This week, I had the pleasure to interview Cynthia Dodd, who is a peer educator for the Page Center. I asked them about what services the Page Center provides, the message they work hard to promote, as well as upcoming events to look forward to in the coming months. To watch the full interview, check out the SUTV YouTube channel.
Make sure to check out the full video on the SUTV YouTube channel when it airs at the end of the weekend. When we come back, Rylan Walls gives us the latest news regarding Israel's latest attack on Lebanon.
And JD Durazio provides insight into the recent Trump assassination attempt in his segment, Road to the Election.
Stay tuned.
Having trouble getting those grades up? Struggling to write that perfect essay? Head to the Student Success Center at Mowry Hall. It's perfect for students who need a good study space or the help of a tutor. The Learning Center offers plenty of tutoring services that are both course-based and writing-based. Schedule an appointment today and secure your academic future. For more information, head to ship.edu/learning. This is a public service announcement from SUTV.
Are you having a hard time focusing on your work? Why not check out the Ezra Lehman Memorial Library? The library has many resources like the IT desk on the main floor. For computer assistants, see the experts. Need to print in black and white or color? Don't worry, the library offers both options on different floors. You can use the bottom floor for group work and the top floor for when you need silence. Don't forget to stop by Starbucks. Check out library.ship.edu for more information. This is a public service announcement from SUTV.
Now it is time to take a trip around the globe with Rylan Walls, who has this week's world news.
At least 100 people have been injured in Lebanon following a remote attack on pagers and walkie-talkies. The pagers in question were being used by the militia group Hezbollah. At 3:30 p.m. on Tuesday, pagers went off across Lebanon and Iran, leaving a bloody scene. Both Hezbollah and Lebanese government have blamed Israel in what they are calling a, quote, sophisticated remote attack. Hezbollah has not specified the name of the brand of the pagers used, but did say that they were a new brand used by the group. The incident occurred hours after Israel's internal security agency announced it had prevented an assassination attempt on a former senior Israeli security officer. The assassination attempt was said to have been an explosive device that could be triggered remotely. Then on Wednesday, it was reported that another attack occurred when walkie-talkies were remotely exploded, injuring many. Now, the Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant had declared that they are focusing on attacking Hezbollah for the, quote, new phase of their war efforts. As this situation continues to update, we will keep you posted on the news surrounding the attacks on Lebanon. The Russia and Ukraine conflict continues to persist into the fall of 2024. Just this week, Russian airstrikes hit a high-rise apartment complex in Kharkiv. The mayor of Kharkiv, Ihor Terekhov, claimed that at least 35 civilians were injured in the attack. 3 of the victims were children. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky thanked emergency personnel for their bravery in saving those trapped in the building. He wrote, "The world must help us defend against Russian military aircraft and the dozens of guided aerial bombs that claim Ukrainian lives every day. This terror can be stopped." In an article from the Wall Street Journal, the death toll from the Russia-Ukraine war has reached 1 million. No matter how this conflict ends, the devastating results of this war will be impacting both of these countries, as well as the rest of the world, for the foreseeable future. Now we will go to JD Durazio, who will be reporting on the assassination attempt that nearly took former President Donald Trump's life.
Welcome back to SUTV's Road to the Election. I'm JD Durazio. This past Sunday, former President Donald Trump faced yet another assassination attempt as the gunman attempted to attack Trump at his Florida golf course. Ryan W. Ralph, the gunman, was lurking in the wooded edges around the golf course, where he was apparently waiting there for 12 hours. Thankfully, the Secret Service spotted him before he could attempt to take Trump's life. Former President was unharmed, but now the Secret Service is facing even more scrutiny. Many will remember the attempted assassination of Trump in July. The question being asked is now, how has the Secret Service not been catching these dangerous individuals sooner? The agency's acting director, Ronald L. Rowe Jr., made a statement on Monday admitting that the Secret Service did not do a full search of the golf course's perimeter. Now, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is launching a state investigation into the assassination attempt. DeSantis criticized the federal government's investigation of these attempts on Trump's life, inquiring on how we still don't have a proper motive for the July 13th attempt. As for the Harris campaign, apart from her recent efforts with her rallies, nothing new and notable has occurred for the current Democratic candidate. I'm Jay Durazio, and this has been SUTV's Road to the Election. Make sure to come back and watch each and every week as we break down the latest news from this upcoming election. Now let's bring it back to World News.
Firefighters are working to cut down the blaze in Portugal from the wildfires. The fires began last weekend and are still leaving a trail of destruction. Several evacuation orders have been put in place and a large number of people have voluntarily left. In addition to some 5,000 people fighting the fire on the ground, 8 fire planes have been deployed. These fires have struck just as wildfire season is coming to an end. Many prevention measures are also in place for people in Portugal. Shanghai is being hit by the city's strongest storm in more than 7 decades. Typhoon Bebinca made landfall 3 days ago, where the Joint Typhoon Warning Center measured top winds of 80 miles per hour, comparing it to a Category 1 hurricane. The China Meteorological Administration issued a red typhoon warning on Monday, urging residents of eastern China to take cover from the storm. The storm has disrupted travel plans for China's annual Moon Festival, with both of Shanghai's international airports being shut down, along with all local travel to the area. Nearly 500,000 people in Shanghai have been relocated to exhibition centers. Scientists believe that the reason for these highly intense storms are a result of the human-caused climate crisis. This has been Rylan Walls for World News. Now back to Emily and Abby at the desk.
When we come back, Haley Velasquez presides us with Weekly Forecast.
And Ian Vasile gives us the rundown on how the Emmy Awards went.
Are you a student athlete that is looking for additional academic support? Stop by the Catherine Hughes Sieber Raiders Academic Center for Student Athletes. The Raider Academic Center is the one-stop shop of academic information for all 500 student athletes. The staff at the Raiders Academic Center focus their efforts on helping student athletes identify their personal goals and surpass their academic expectations. Bring a teammate and get your study hall hours done at the Raiders Academic Center to achieve your highest potential as a SHIP student athlete.
Looking for a way to be informed and get involved? Join student media on campus. Whether it's SHIP's Emmy-winning TV station, SUTV, award-winning newspaper, The Slate, university radio station, WSYC 88.7, or nationally recognized Public Relations Society, PRSSA, there's an organization for you. Make the most of your college experience. Visit the 3rd floor of the Cub or Rowland Hall for more information. This has been a public service announcement from SUTV.
You know, Emily, this week has been like really rainy, and I don't know about you, but me personally, I hate the rain because it just sets like a dreary tone for the rest of the week, and it just makes me want to stay indoors and not do anything.
Personally, Abby, I'm gonna have to disagree. I love the rain. I think it sounds beautiful, and I think it just provides a nice enough little breeze outside. But
well, I'm manifesting that sweater weather because I'm wearing a sweater.
I really am glad for that because I cannot wait for that as well. But let's go to Haley to see what the weather has for us this week.
Thank you, Abby and Emily. This week has certainly left us hoping for a little less rain as we continue our transition into fall. Thankfully, the rest of this week is looking to keep us dry as we rise back into warmer weather. Tomorrow is going to be warm with a high of 84 degrees, and much of the same is to be expected for the rest of this week. We can expect highs of up to 81 degrees, but the temp is going to drop right back down as we head over into next week. We can expect lots of cloud coverage and, again, more rain, with highs of up to 73 degrees and lows dropping down to 56 degrees. It's certainly going to be a chilly week, so it may be time to bring out those hoodies again if you haven't already. That's all for this week's weather. I'm Haley Velasquez. Now back to Abby and Emily at the desk.
Thanks, Haley. We now go to Ian Vasile with this week's entertainment.
There was no shortage of bad blood on Truth Social Sunday morning. Former President Donald Trump posted, quote, "I hate Taylor Swift." Within an hour, the post had nearly 2,800 comments. Last week, the singer endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris for president. The move seemed to be in response to the televised debate between Trump and Harris. It comes weeks after Trump posted an AI-generated video that appeared to show Swift endorsing him. Last Sunday, the 76th Emmy Awards took place. awarding some of the biggest stars in television. Shogun took home the most Emmys, having a total of 18 awards, with The Bear coming in second with 11 wins. Hacks and Baby Reindeer also had big wins of the night. Hacks winning Outstanding Comedy Series and Baby Reindeer winning Outstanding Limited Anthology Series. The ceremony was hosted by father-son duo Dan Levy and Eugene Levy and had a rating surge, hitting more than 6 million viewers. Music mogul Sean Diddy Combs will be staying in federal custody. Combs is facing charges of racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. Wednesday, his lawyers tried and failed in their appeal of the decision to deny Combs bail, despite their offer to post a $50 million bond. That means he will continue to be held in custody pending his trial. Prosecutors accuse Combs of creating and running a criminal enterprise through his business empire that engaged in crimes including sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, and bribery. Combs has pleaded not guilty. He faces a sentence of up to life in prison if convicted. His next court appearance is scheduled for October 9th. Rock star Dave Grohl has announced he fathered a baby outside of his marriage. Grohl took to Instagram last week to share the news. In his post, Grohl says he plans to be a, quote, caring and supportive father to his new baby girl. Grohl's wife, Jordan Blum, says that she was originally shocked to hear the news, but she has known about the baby for some time. Grohl and Blum have had 3 kids together since their marriage in 2003. Neither Grohl nor Blum have commented on how their relationship has been affected by Grohl stepping out on his marriage. This has been Ian Vassell, and back to the desk with Abby and Emily.
When we come back, Jack Weaver gives us all the details on Chip Athletics this week.
Stay with us.
231 is home to Shippensburg University's Pride Center. The Pride Center offers consultation services to all students across all departments. With the goal of creating a more inclusive campus community, the Pride Center hosts a number of events. The Pride Center has a multitude of active initiatives like the Pride Library and the Gender-Free Clothing Closet to help create inclusivity on campus. If you can't make it in person to the Pride Center Monday through Friday, you can follow the Pride Center on social media to stay up to date on all upcoming events and initiatives.
This past Saturday, the Raider football team kicked off their home opener at Seth Grove Stadium. The Raiders took on the Clarion Golden Eagles in their PSAC opener. The game started with a cannon shot as Tanner Hess returned the opening kickoff back for a touchdown. The Raiders would finish the first half trailing 21-7 and would need a second half comeback if they wanted to come away with their first win of the season. Sophomore quarterback Sam Stoner would come in for the injured Joey McCracken and give the offense a much-needed boost to tie the game on the last play of the third quarter. In the final quarter of the game, the Raider defense took control and forced 3 turnovers. The backup kicker, Wilson Ingursky, would come in and nail the game-winning field goal with just under 5 minutes left. The play of the game came on the final drive, where Clarion had marched all the way down to the Raiders' red zone when Josh Lassane would force a fumble in the end zone to seal the win for the Raiders. The team would walk away with a 24-21 victory and would celebrate on the sideline, all of them sporting their Live Like Levi t-shirts in honor of Coach Mack and his family. The Raiders take on Slippery Rock this Saturday afternoon at Seth Grove Stadium. Both cross-country teams came out on top at the Kutztown Division II and III Challenge. The women's team edged out a close victory to the hosts by just 2 points. The Raiders had 3 runners in the top 5. Graduate Kelsey Hull finished in second, closely followed by freshman Emma Hartel in third, wrapped up with senior Victoria Mattioli finishing in 5th. The men's team posted a perfect score at the event, with the Raiders taking each of the first 6 positions. Junior Ryan Wolf's first place spot named him the PSAC Men's Cross Country Athlete of the Week. Both teams have their next race at the Long Short Invitational on the 28th. Field hockey traveled to Kutztown after winning back-to-back games last weekend. The number 2 ranked Raiders faced the number 1 Golden Bears and posted their 4th shutout in 5 games. The Raiders won 2-0 with goals being scored by senior Naya Gilchrist and junior Auguste Garibaldi. Redshirt junior Emma Albee put up another shutout on the stat sheet. So far this season, she has only allowed 1 goal in 300 minutes of play. The team faces off next against Slippery Rock at Robb Sports Complex this Saturday morning. Yesterday, Shippensburg women's soccer took on regional rival Shepherd University in a PSAC women's soccer contest. The team struggled to find their rhythm in the first half, while Shepherd led 4-0. The Raiders came out of halftime determined and were able to score their first goal of the season in the second half when senior Olivia Stephen was able to convert on a penalty kick. That wouldn't be enough to get the Raiders rolling, though, as Shippensburg would go on to lose 6-1. Shippensburg women's soccer will host 8th-ranked Kutztown University this Saturday at David C. Field to continue PSAC women's soccer play. Tennis snagged a win in their home opener versus Messiah, 5-2. Freshman Jade Miller scored her first singles and doubles victory with the help of junior Corinne Markovich. Sophomore Ava Callis tagged along with senior Kendall Winters to claim the doubles point. Sophomore Brinley Orris got the singles win in a tiebreaker set to secure the Raiders' last win of the day. The Raiders kept the win streak against Clarion on Wednesday following an 80-minute rain delay. The team won every match excluding the number 1 spots to win the overall contest with a final score of 6-1. Tennis carries their winning streak into next week as they take on Gettysburg at Robb Sports Complex. That's all for sports this week. I'm Jack Weaver. Now back to Emily and Abby at the desk.
This week's Ship Talk asks one of the most debated questions on campus.
Stay tuned for more.
I was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. And as soon as I start to make my breakfast, Hamilton is right there. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. I mean, look at this little face. How do you not love him?
SUTV hit the streets with another Ship Talk. The question, how do Ship students pronounce the name of the dining hall? Let's see what they had to say.
Hi, welcome back to another episode of Ship Talk. This week, we're at Shippensburg's very own dining hall, talking about one of the most debated questions here on campus. How do you pronounce the dining hall's name? We can all see the spelling, but it's been a heavily debated topic as to the pronunciation of the name. Let's see how Ship students choose to pronounce it. Reisner. I call it Reisner.
It's Reisner. You mean Reisner? No. Dude, it's obviously Reisner. We're in a debate right here. It's all Reisner. It's Reisner, right, guys? Reisner. You say Reisner, you shouldn't go here. I pronounce it Reisner, not Reisner. I don't think I actually heard someone say Reisner, but apparently that's just me. It really depends on the day, but right now I'm feeling Reisner. That sounds better.
I know I myself have always called it Reisner, but this summer I was informed by a friend that it is actually called Reisner. I think I'm going to continue to call it Reisner, but I don't know. What do you guys call it? That's going to be it for Ship Talk this week, though. Now back to the desk.
Emily, it is Reisner. I don't know. That's just how I will always say it.
I was told it was Reisner. Okay, I
think you're wrong. We'll agree to disagree.
We are going to have to agree to disagree on that one.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's broadcast. Make sure to tune in next week to stay up to date on the latest news on and off campus.
And be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and check out the website, sutvnews.org.
Have a good night.